Again, if you want to write the paragraph, knock yourself out. Otherwise, just put C video, because this will be posted up. I got a river. This is the river water in blue. I want to figure out how wide the river is while I'm standing at the bank of one end. Right, Barajas? Earphones off? Thank you, Barajas. You're awesome. You're awesome. So look at what's going on. Mr. Munguia is at the Grand Canyon. He's by the Colorado River. I want to know how far I have to swim or row or whatever. I want to know how wide that river is. But I can do it using my trigonometry knowledge. So look what I do. I put a stake right here. I nail a stake to the ground. Right here. And then from that stake, I walk over here on the bank of the river right here. Let me draw myself. I'm right here. And I know that from the stake to where I stopped walking is 100 meters. Now, I turn from the stake across the river to this boulder, and I notice that with a clinometer, it's an instrument. You can actually download them on your smartphones. It'll measure the degree of elevation, depression, or left or right if you have it on your phone. So I have my clinometer with me. I turn towards this boulder on the other side of the river, and I notice that angle is 79 degrees. So without swimming across a river, I can figure out how wide the river is now using trigonometry. This W, the width of the river right here, look at, is opposite 79. And this is adjacent to 79. So what ratio will I use? Sine. This is the SO of SOHCAHTOA. Look at it. Right? So write this with me now. We're going to use the sine of the degrees, that's 79 in this case. Remember, that's some number, some eternal number that your calculator knows about. Equals, opposite to 79 is W. Look at, that's the width of the river. That's what I'm interested in. Over, wait a minute. My coffee hasn't kicked in. It's opposite, not hypotenuse. What is it again, Mr. Rivera? Thank you, because look at, this is the adjacent. I apologize. That's adjacent, so it's opposite over A, so it's TOA. It's a TOA and SOHCAHTOA. Forgive me. So we're using tangent. Tangent is 79. That's better. Opposite is W. That's the width of the river. Adjacent is 100. We're ready to rock and roll. So let's get W by itself. See, I want to get W by itself. So now is what I do to both sides of the equation here. By what? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at this. Both sides by 100. That's going to get rid of it on the right side. I got W equaling to that garbage multiplied. I'll go to my calculator. 100 times 10 to 79. Here we go. 100 tangent 79. To the nearest 10th, 514.5. 514.5. In this case, meters. 514.5 meters. And to be precise, it's not exactly, it's approximately, right? So I know that's how far I have to swim across that river if I decide to start swimming. Gotta make sure there's no piranhas or sharks and stuff. Or the sharks are not really good.
Some can be.
Stop line. Which ones?
The bull sharks, specifically, could be freshwater and
stand corrected. 514.5 meters. Cool. 2 more to go. Quick ones, we're done. Any questions on example 5? All right. Example 6. We're going to solve for x on this one, but notice I asked provide exact answer, ladies and gentlemen. The exact answer, which means we're going to use a table method that I talked about 2 days ago. We're not going to use a classic method, we're going to use a table method. Right, Lopez? Want to write that one down? Thank you, Rodriguez. Here comes up too. When I say provide exact answer, that's a signal should go off in your mind, meaning use a table method. Remember the table right over here? On your notes, on 8.1 notes, it looked like this. We're going to use this method. I'm going to replace the ratio with whatever it exactly becomes. I'm going to have my final answer in a fraction or exact form. Watch. Watch. Let's see. Here's 30. I got opposite of 30, that's O, and I got hypotenuse, that's H. That one's a sign for sure, the So of SOHCAHTOA. So the sign now, 30, here we go. Opposite to 30, what would it be, Lopez? It's the side opposite to 30. Nice. Hypotenuse, 13. Questions so far? Now, because we're providing the exact answer, I'm going to consult my table to figure out what the sine of 30 is. Can someone tell me what the sine of 30 is from the table, please? Does anybody have their table in front of them? The sine of 30? Just blurt it out. 1/2, thank you. So look at this becomes 1/2. 1/2 equals x over 13. Look at that. I consulted the table. The rest is like junior high stuff. If you have a fraction equaling another fraction, just cross multiply and then solve for x. 2 times x and 1 times 13. That will result in some dirt cheap easy equation. Look at 2 times x becomes 2x. 1 times 13 is 13. Look at how ridiculously easy that equation is. Now we'll just get x by itself. So let's divide by 2 now. And I'll have x equals 13 halves. I'm cool with that. Or if you want to leave it as a mixed number, how many times does 2 go into 13? Without going over. See, 2 goes in 13, how many times without going over? 6, huh? And then 1 left over, so 6.5. So x equals 6.5 or x equals 13 halves, either way is fine. Notice how it's exactly that value. X is exactly 13 halves. X is exactly 6.5. However you want to communicate it is fine with me. As long as the fraction is reduced. So that was the table method. We consulted our table. The sine of 30 is always going to be 1/2. Last but not least, question?
You would always use the table method if we're providing an exact answer?
Yes. Okay. Last example, example 7. this one quickly. Come on, Medina. Get the floor right now. All the way to the last week.
I'm moving out of sleep.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be good enough for next floor. Thank you, Medina. 60 degrees. Here we are. We're going to do exact method also again. We're going to do it one more time, the table method. So 60, I got adjacent, that's the A. I got the hypotenuse, that's the H. That looks like the K of SOHCAHTOA. So I'm using cosine. Cosine of 60, here we go. Cosine 60 is adjacent over 6. What on was it? Thank you. So look, I'm replacing cosine of 60 with 1/2. Consult your table if you don't believe me. Look at your table. Cosine of 60 says 1/2. X over 6. You got to be kidding me. Look how easy this is. You got to be kidding me. Cross multiply now. 2 times x, 1 times 6. 2 times x becomes 2x. 1 times 6 becomes 6. You got to be kidding me. Divide by 2. X is 3. All right, Coco, give me one light.